Hello, this is Donna Reiners, and I'm thinking about you today. I am. I'm thinking about you, and I'm thinking about life. I'm thinking about everything going on in our country right now. We have some national disasters going on right now. We have flooding. We have winds and storm. We have things happening where people are having to flee. And honestly, it's a scary time for many. And I was up all night and I found out there lots of people were. And at the time, I didn't even know why I was up, other than I was just doing a lot of listening. Just doing a lot of listening, just thinking and listening and pondering. And today it just kept coming to me, to just encourage people. And so for me, I felt like having communion. Some of you may be under the opinion that communion is only meant for church, or that just eating one little piece of bread and drinking one little sip is the only way to do it. I have definitely been blasted for doing things a little bit different than, say, church does it. But I just felt like there might be someone who would be encouraged. And if one person is encouraged, then that's worth it to me, you see. So God, I just thank you that you have a watchful eye. I thank you that you are strength. I thank you that you're watching over things. I thank you you've not failed nor forsaken in the midst of what seems and what is devastating. I thank you in the midst of all these things that make absolutely zero sense, that somehow, some way, you will make sense of them over time. It may not be immediate. It may be over time. So God, I just celebrate you, your life, and all that means, all that we understand, all that we don't understand. At the same time, I bring before you people that are suffering, people that are afraid, people that are fleeing for their life, people that have lost everything, people that are attempting to relocate and are stuck on the freeway, people that have relocated and they're wondering what is happening to their home, people who have lost people already in the rushing water. God, all I know to do is to trust you. That's all I know to do. In the midst of things that make no sense, in the midst of fear, in the midst of feeling out of control, in the midst of feeling deep, deep pain, all I know to do is to trust you. So God, I just take this bread and say we trust you. We trust you in the living. We trust you in the dying. We trust you. We trust you in circumstances that make no sense. We trust you. Maybe you think it makes no sense to have any kind of communion. Honestly, it's simply a step of trust. Your step of trust may look completely different. This is my step of trust. Kind of like, well, you may think this is sacrilegious, but kind of like if you trust your bodies to be strong, you might do something to actually bring strength to them, like go to the gym and lift a weight, or, take a long walk to get those legs going. So this is just an act of trust. Taking action. Just taking action. When it makes no sense. Thanking you, God, that you are smart. Thank you that in the midst of everything, you will somehow make sense of things. Thank you that you know what's lost and you will bring it forth so it's found. Pardon me. You know me, I'm not fancy. Trusting you for life. God, I just pray you dispatch your angels to do warfare. To find that which is lost. To help the helpless. To empower the powerless. And God, we thank you for communion. We thank you that it's communing with you, it's communing with one another, it's communication, it's unity, it's everything at one time. So God, with the storm in mind, God, we thank you for life. God, where some have made decisions that other people just have not agreed with, God, we just release them and we forgive them. We release them and we forgive them. God, where there are some where they literally feel so helpless that they can do nothing to help their loved ones. God, would you show them that it's okay? God, where there is great confusion, will you bring great clarity? Where a left turn was made, but it should have been a right turn, would you make way for the right turn? Bring things to a stillness, God. God, I just pray for great comfort, great strength, and great comfort to come. Give those who are alone a big hug that they would not feel alone. Bring peace in the midst of pieces. Bring life in the midst of death. Bring clarity in the midst of confusion. Bring communication in the midst of silence. Bring truth in the midst of lies. Bring truth in the midst of assumptions. Bring blessings, God, where people feel like they have been left behind. And I just thank you that you have left no one behind. In Jesus' name, I say, let it be.